What up, world? It's your boy Vic Excel. This is the Riding Dirty Show, where we bridge the gap between hip hop and everyday life. I always like to start the show by saying one time for the good people over at WRFG 89.3 FM Atlanta, our FM radio home. One time for them for putting up with us and giving us a platform for the past 15 plus years. Also got to say, and also got to announce one time for the good people over at Live 365. All right, for those who might not be familiar with Live365.com, Live365.com is the internet's oldest hub or internet streaming company. But what they are is they are a hub for internet radio stations. All right, now, when I mean hub, a lot of your favorite terrestrial radio stations, a lot of radio stations you listen to in your car, in your home, these radio stations are carried by Live 365. What Live 365 do is they allow you to basically do your programming on their streaming service. So basically they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of radio stations, and basically they send the signals through their streaming site, and you can then listen to the radio stations via the internet. All right, I'm proud to announce that we have partnered up with Live 365. Okay, we've launched our very own internet radio station, and the name of the station is Ride 95. All right, Live 365 has opened up their platform to us, so now we're able to offer our listeners music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Now, you might ask yourself, how can I listen to this radio station? It's very, very, very easy. All you have to do is download the Live 365 app. Once you download the Live 365 app, then all you have to do is in the search engine, type in the word RIDE 95, RIDE 95. That's RIDE 95. Type us in the search engine, and once you see us right there, lock us in. Like I said, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year of nothing but what I like to say, what's next and new in hip-hop and R&B. All right, so again, one time for Live 365 and one time for our brand new radio station, Ride 95. All right? Okay. Now, today is July the 2nd. Thursday, July the 2nd. All right? Now, I got a few birthdays I got to go over. Don't have a lot, but I do have a few. All right. First, I got to say happy birthday to female rapper. I always mess her name up. It's Saweetie. She's the girlfriend of Quavo. She had that song called I think that was the name of it. But she had a song last year that definitely rose the charts. Saweetie is 27 years old today. Happy birthday to her. Got to say happy birthday to, man, she's definitely killing it on the internet, Stunner Girl. Stunner Girl is 22 years old today. Got to say happy birthday to West Coast rapper Mr. Vince Staples. Vince Staples turns 27 years old today. Also got to say happy birthday to legendary West Coast artist Mr. Spice One. Spice One turns 50 years old today. Happy birthday, Spice One. And last but not least, I got to say happy birthday and rest in peace to Mr. Thurgood Marshall. And for those who don't know who Thurgood Marshall is, I definitely strongly suggest you do your research and find out about Thurgood Marshall and all his contributions to the United States as well as to the African American culture. Definitely happy birthday to the late great Thurgood Marshall. He was a U.S. Justice. Just to start you off, do your history, do your due diligence, find out about Thurgood Marshall and his contributions to us as we know it today. Okay, all right. Now, I'm not gonna be long-winded today. I'm going to get straight to our artists because y'all know this is what I like doing more than anything, and that's talking to the people on the street. That's talking to the people that's definitely moving and shaking and changing our culture brick by brick, piece by piece. The people that are definitely cultivating and helping taking society to the next level, whether it's through arts, entertainment, music, however they're doing it, this is the platform for them. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me get my headphones on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Riding Dirty platform, Mr. Will Love. What's going on, my G?
What's going on, man? What's going on, King? How you doing, man?
Trying to maintain. This weather is crazy, but just trying to maintain, trying to stay cop and corona free.
I hear it's definitely an everyday agenda, man.
All right, so look, let's get into it, man. Will Love, first thing I gotta say is welcome to the platform. I'm so glad you're here on the show, and let's take a walk in the life of Will Love.
Yeah, most definitely, man, most definitely. Well, I mean, you want to start out, man. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, born and raised. Currently residing right now in Charleston, South Carolina. He's been doing music. He's been doing music for like 15 plus years, man. Since always been a passion of mine. And just all about bringing, making music enjoyable again to everybody. Especially especially through these trying times right now. I just want to give people a moment, a break. I have a duty obligation with this music. You know what I mean? So that's just what I'm all about, man. With this music thing.
All right. I gotta ask, what was it like growing up in New Orleans, and what took you from New Orleans to South Carolina?
It's rough, man. It's rough. I know everybody know about the famous Cash Money, No Limits, and all those type of success stories or whatnot. But it's a rough city growing up. You're gonna grow up real fast. You're gonna get a lot of lessons before you're supposed to get them or whatnot. But it really what molds you. It really helps you grow and let you know that if you can make it in New Orleans, you can make it anywhere. Personally, for me, it was just all about making a change. For my kids. Just trying to. I knew it was something better out there. I knew the world was bigger than New Orleans. I know I had a bigger offering to give, and I had to put myself in the best position possible to definitely do that. Kind of not play that guinea pig on a wheel type situation, just kind of running, not getting anywhere. So, like I said, I prayed on it, I made a plan, I put in the work, and God met me halfway, and, it's been, 3 years now that I've been in Charleston, and become a staple in the community, been a staple on the music scene, and I'm just kind of just keep trying to, expose the music to more ears.
Okay, so you started your musical journey actually in New Orleans. You began doing music while you were in New Orleans?
Yeah.
All right, now, who were some of your influences when it comes to the music? Well, not even just in New Orleans. Like, who are some of your influences when it comes to music? Who are some of the artists that make you want to be better?
Oh man, growing up, of course, it was Cash Money. I mean, just the whole aura. Growing up, my era for me when enjoyable was 50 Cent. The ruggedness he came out with, of course, the Jay-Z, the Kanye's and whatnot. Even the guys that just seemed like they ran they just had a certain era, like Outkast, Ludacris, Nelly, just those guys, them guys just had their pulse on the culture, for a while, for a very long time, and some of them still do. And I mean, those are some of the guys, and even the latter generation, which I really learned a lot from a skill set point, would be guys like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Drake, of course, but just learning skill set, seeing how those guys came in around the same time and kind of just learned it in legendary status. But those are some of the the influence I constantly listen to, constantly seeing what they're doing, the meticulous things, with the music, with the sounds, with the instruments, to bring, not just a good song, but a timeless record,
All right, definitely. All right, now, what has it been like in that transition from New Orleans to South Carolina? Number one, has it made the sound of your music change? And how have you been accepted in the South Carolina music scene?
For me, it was more of it was kind of just bringing what I had there and coming here and just giving them something. It was a first take, and obviously once you go from one state to another, they have their own way of doing things. So it was kind of like a breath of fresh air, and it's kind of everybody turned heads like, oh wait, I haven't heard anything or anybody like this. And then with the ideas and the creativity that I have, you know, it was missing. You know, the excitement, the enjoyable music, you know, was missing. Honestly, it wasn't a hard transition for me because I had a lot of confidence in myself that whatever state or what city I land in, you know, I was going to make my own niche. I was going to do my own thing at the end of the day. And, you know, I'm comfortable in my own skin. I'm comfortable in my craft. That doesn't matter where I land or who I'm with. I can always, you know, stand with the top dogs at the end of the day.
All right. Is the sound of the I'm asking a little bit about the independent scene in South Carolina. Do you feel like it's a bigger scene in South Carolina than New Orleans, or do you feel like it's about the same when it comes to opportunities for independent artists?
Honestly, so just kind of like, you know, as a man, like I honestly say, yeah, I didn't know, I didn't do the research, you know, because I moved, you know, when I moved there, it was more for, you know, for economic small reasons, just trying to flourish, you know, as a man, and I didn't, you know, do the whole research, and you come here and you see that the scene is not and boring here, you know, it's not really anything. So with the style and the music that I do, you know, it was easy to grasp and catch on because nobody was really, you know, putting on for the city. Nobody was really like that top-notch guy or whatnot. And it seemed like everybody in the city was just focused on just being big in the city. And I'm the only guy that came in and had like a global mindset. You know, I am going to be the guy that, you know, takes it global and thinking international or whatnot. You know, I'm just not focused. There's so many more cities than New Orleans or Charleston. And to be honest, looking back on in a retrospect, New Orleans does have more opportunities, but I feel like a lot of artists can relate and say, you know, every city is kind of the same way. You know, it's like you got your popular groups who's you know, popping or whatnot, and you know, some of the bigger cities, of course, you know, New York, the LA market or whatnot, but these smaller markets just don't get the attention. And I think it's just because nobody's willing to step out the box and think globally. Everybody just focused on just their city. So I think that's, for me, it's been an easy transition because that's what I've been thinking about. It's the bigger picture, you know.
Definitely. All right, so let's talk a little bit about your sound. Explain your sound to the people.
Oh man, I mean, sound is enjoyable. I just evoke emotion, whichever, you know, whatever it is. You know, I'm always going to be honest and authentic. I'm always going to give my life in the music, and if you're going to hold me, you know, like I said in the music, you know, I'm accountable with the rest. I never pinned a lie, you know, so I'm dead serious about everything I ever said in a song, you know, so I'm not going to write anything that makes me, my family, or anything that I represent look bad in any type of way. And it's just honestly, it's just basically my story. You know, you read books and you learn about somebody. That's all it is. And it's just in 3-4 minute pieces every time I give it to you. And like I said, I just all about, you know, making enjoyable music. I mean, just if you want to be honest, it's funny now, like just saying it, but a lot of artists who I've been compared to are the same artists, which I said earlier. You know, I've been compared to Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Andre 3000, Drake. It's just all these, lately I've been getting the whole Jay-Z thing, which I never heard, but you know, it lets me know I'm on the right path, and I'm kind of creating, you know, my own sound, but you can tell those important influences that, you know, I have been studying or whatnot with the music, and you know, it's highly regarded to be, you know, put up there with with all these guys that's actual legends.
All right. How do you feel about the importance of lyrics?
Oh man, it's important, man. If you're not saying nothing, man, I mean, what's the point? You know, at the end of the day, you know, I look at it like, you know, are we gonna keep perpetuating the stereotype? You know, are we gonna keep taking from our community, keep putting that poison back in our community? And I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, I'm like a conscious rapper or whatnot, but I'm very conscious of what I say, and I make sure I have 100% integrity in my music, and it's also enjoyable. At the end of the day, I'm not the most educated guy on everything that may be going on to be a conscious rapper, but lyrics are very important. You have to be saying something in order to touch people. You know, they have to be able to relate, you know, and understand what you're saying or where you're coming from. Everybody loves a story, you know. Everybody loves a story that, you know, and success doesn't come from, trauma, pain, and things like that. So it's very important to have these lyrics to tell your story in the best way possible, to where it translates from somebody that lives in the suburbs to somebody that may live in the hood. So it's very important that you articulate yourself in the best way possible. With your lyrics, at the end of the day, you have to say something, or you're just basically gonna fall to the wayside.
All right, now, is it fair to say, like, a lot of the artists who put more time and energy into their lyrics have somehow tend to craft a longer career in the hip hop game?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, you could look at it like I tell people a lot of times. Writing for me is a long process. I have songs that have took months to write. Sometimes you go in the studio and you don't record, you just talk. Or whatnot. So it's catch-22 sometimes. Like, it's those artists, they're going to stay around, but they're not highly regarded for somebody who may be doing something that's the wave right now. But one thing about it is, you kind of know, like, when you go back to these artists, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get that consistency. And I think that's the great thing, because if you go back and you listen to a J. Cole, or you go listen to an Outkast, or you know what you're going to get. They're not going to deviate from, the lyrics. They're not going to deviate from the content or the subject matter, or just throw you a curveball and just like, wait, I never heard anything, or this is not you, or whatnot. So it's a fine line, and I do think those artists, they stick around. They have their own niche, and people respect it at the end of the day. They'll be known for what they do. They'll have their fan base and the people that actually love them. And I think it's a good balance, within the game altogether.
All right, now let's talk about your music and some of the things you have in the marketplace. Like, what are you working on currently, and what's next for Will Love?
Man, right now, I got one of the biggest summer anthems coming. Dropping tomorrow, called "Don't Let Me Down, Rhea." This is just a crazy record. The video is dropping tomorrow with it, and I saw something missing. I was dropping a lot of a good bit of records at the beginning of this year, and this COVID-19 came around, and it put a pause on a lot of things. And, even with me, with the music and a lot of stuff going on in the community, I was just like, it seemed like there was no excitement. People didn't have anything to smile about, or an escape or something. And nobody, even none of the mainstream artists, was making something for the summer. Almost every year in hip-hop, we always had a summer anthem from somebody, or somebody comes out of nowhere and just makes something crazy. And I saw that void, and this song is definitely going to fill that in.
All right. Tell me about the concept of the song and who produced it.
So the song is produced by Rob 2. Rob 2 is a New Orleans producer. The concept of the song is just basically a feel-good party record. It has, I feel, a lot of homage back to my city, with our own music we created, bounce music, a lot of bounce artists, Black and Mild, Cincinnati, things like that. It has some good up-tempo samples on it. It's just a feel-good party record, and it just, when you hear it, it's just an escape. The ladies are definitely love it, and I know that the fellas are definitely love, watching the ladies actually turning up to it. So it's just a good feel-good record for the summer.
Okay. All right. Now, how? Because we live in an era of social media, internet. If you're trying to avoid it, then you're definitely probably not going to get anywhere in today's marketplace. How has social media and the internet affected how you've got your music to the masses and interacted with your fans?
It's a big part now. Just conforming, always been a big part of social media, and I always looked at social media, as a business. Always being aware of new ways to expose. How can I get my music to somebody 3,000 miles away? Targeted audiences and things like that, and just reaching out to people, joining different groups is so much more than just watching your friends upload pictures or videos or statuses or whatnot. If you really dig deep into the analytics and insights and actually search certain areas and really study these things and how people interact, and then once you do that and you engage more, how I found out this year, how social media, it starts to work in your favor once it starts to see. These people don't understand these platforms. It's a learning base. So these platforms, they learn you. You'll probably be talking about something and it'll pop up. They're learning you. They're watching what you search. They're watching what you post. So if I'm constantly posting music, I'm gonna eventually break that algorithm, and actually this music is going to get pushed out to more people. But you have to study. You have to do the research. You have to actually turn into one of those people that's actually in the office creating this, because people think that the algorithm is a machine, but it's not. It's thousands of people that know way more than me and you. So you have to dive in and see how they're calculating these things and how they're doing. You have to get into the mind and see how they're doing, what they're doing to you, and you have to figure out how can you do that with your music. So how can they show me a product I was just talking about 5 minutes ago? How can I do that with my music? Somebody could be speaking and say, man, I wish I had a summer anthem, and boom, I'm cracking the algorithm because I'm constantly pushing, and now my song is being shown to somebody in Singapore or Africa or something like that. And, so you have to break it down and really study. And then once you really do that, you start to get in the groove, build a fan base, build relationships with important people, and you just have to keep pushing, just keep pushing it.
All right, no doubt. What would be your words of wisdom for those who, you said you've been doing music for over 10 years. What would be your words of wisdom or words of encouragement for those who want to get into the music business?
Honestly, man, it's going to be have a plan. I live by, if you fail to plan, you're gonna plan to fail. Pray on it, lead up to the Most High, and be you. At the end of the day, like this is so. I'm one of the artists that get to wake up every day and go in my in-home studio and be me. I don't have to be a character. I don't have to wear chains or a costume to be this persona. I get to be me, and it's easy to write music. It's easy to come up with ideas because I'm pulling from myself, my authentic self. So if anybody want to jump in this with your heart. Come into it for the right reasons. Because if you do stuff for the wrong reasons, you're not going to last long. You're going to fade away. We all seen a lot of people come and go. So come in it with your heart. Put your heart on the line and go 120%, and have a plan. Have a plan. At the end of the day, don't deviate from your plan and go hard, because there ain't no you to do or you don't. Ain't no in between.
All right. I also noticed that when I was checking out your Instagram page that you have a podcast. Tell me a little bit about your podcast real quick.
Yeah. So my podcast is called Shots of Vodka. The podcast basically is I get a lot of important people from the community, and we just talk about everything that's going on. I mean, I'm a big music head, so constantly we talk about music taste. But I get my thing was to get connected with a lot of people, and just get important people from our community, the Black community, to come on and talk about certain things, from politics to people with conspiracy theories and things like that. It's just learning it. And for me, it was like educating myself. I wanted to get in these people's brains. And, we just sit there, we pour up a shot, and we just have a honest, genuine conversation and have an amazing time. And I've met some great people in the community doing some great things. And that's what it's all about, putting important people together, giving them a platform that, that was actually not here before. So that's what I use my platform for. It's all about the community, building them up, and being a staple in Charleston.
All right. Now, how can people hear your podcast?
All you got to do is go to youtube.com/TSOV Two Shots of Vodka podcast, and that's two spelled out, not the number. It's gonna pop up. You'll see it. And right now we are on episode 19 right now. So go ahead and tune in. I promise you, pour up your favorite drink. If you don't drink, pour up some juice or some lemonade, and just sit back and relax and you enjoy the conversation. I promise.
All right, real quick before I have you introduce your record, tell the people how to find you and keep up with Will Love on social media.
I am at Instagram at The Real Will Love. That's everywhere. YouTube, The Real Will Love. Facebook, The Real Will Love. Everywhere. Twitter, The Real Will Love. You can find me there. All my links and everything are in my bio on all my pages. So I'm very easy to find. Like I said, once again, that's at The Real Will Love.
All right, introduce the record for the people, my guy.
All right, man. This is Will Love Summer Anthem. Y'all get ready to turn up and party and feel good. It's called Don't Let Me Down Rio.
Appreciate it, my guy.
All right, man. Appreciate you. She thinks she ready. I know she's ready, man. Tell T, do it one time. Tell D, do it one time. T2, do it one time. Toya, do it one time. Nikki, do it one time. Brittany, do it one time. Maury, do it one time. Ari, do it one time. Jessica, do it one time. Nessa, do it one time. Jasmine, do it one time. Southern Night, do it one time. 5, 5, 6, 5 with the brown eyes. If you fucking with me, then you know it's likewise. You got a fat one, tell him it's all real. And if he step right, he'll probably get a feel. You looking for a real one, they trying to play the field. Got a nice watch with a nice whip, but you wanna know what a nigga here like. And you ain't talking about the one I use every time. No watch on, but you shaking it for TikTok. You hold that drink tight and make that ass drop. The way you skip and shake, they ain't even fair. But if you're really good, do it on the chair. Ain't no prominent views, I get to pick and choose. And if I step on the team, your old man lose. Fucking hating hoe, you ain't got shit to prove. And you can back it up, but watch my shoes.
90 seconds.
Don't let me down, ain't like it never did. You need a real nigga to put it in your ribs. A real one that tax time, let you carry kids. Trust me with the pack and the money flip. Got the connects for the 2-for-1 food stamp. She always feed me good, cause she got yeah. Playing B on that ass. Kawhi clamps, a beautiful black queen, I'm trying to see that. A certified real one. All me, the city need a holder, put it on me. Let me work for it, you can employ me. A bad one, only labeled as a bad one. If you make the call, I make it come. Who you do it for? Girl, don't act dumb. Stand it goes with your lace front. Got the best green in your little blunt. Left hand up, drink in your right. You a little dipper in the bright light. You ain't stopping till the east showing sunlight. I'm trying to get your number and do a little shuffle. My little sweet thing, you a truffle butter. They be talking bad, cause I'm a known cutter. But if I bag you, I know them days done. You never let me down since the first one.
10 seconds.
Tell T, do it one time. Tell D, do it one time. T2, do it one time. Toya, do it one time. Nikki, do it one time. Brittany, do it one time.
All right.
Maury, do it one time.
That was my guy Will Love. That was a summer banger. All right, it's your boy Vic XL. This is the Riding Dirty Show. Y'all make sure y'all check out The Real Will Love on all social media links. All right, that's The Real Will Love. Check out that joint. All right, it's your boy Vic XL. We'll be back tomorrow with another exciting interview. And stay tuned at 6 p.m. We got another episode of The Duel. All right, y'all be blessed. Peace.